Колбасер по пояс голый. Колбасер по пояс голый.
Well, what can I say? Welcome boys and girls to the How to Avrora guide. We are finally at this point where the Russian Navy deserves a guide. I mean, they only have one ship at this game, so I could simply call this a How to Russian Navy guide, but you only here because you want to see the power of Mother Russia. So let's get started. The Avrora is a Russian ship that served in the Imperial Russian Navy from the year 1903. The Russian Navy was really big back then, but thinking that nobody could win against them, they sent some ship to fight the Japanese, and well, let's just say it didn't go well. So after that big oof moment there wasn't much left, only some small ship and Avrora. She survived both world wars and was decommissioned 1957. More than 50 years that you can call Russian power. After that many years, she was made into a museum, and now you can visit it in St. Petersburg. And one small side note to her equipment, she had 152mm guns back in 1900, so some good firepower for a light cruiser. But okay, let's stop talking about her history. We want some epic Russian action in the game, so let's look over to the game. She is a RSR ship that you could only get if you were a beta tester or took part in the New Dawn event. So if you didn't have the luck being in one of these events, then don't worry, then this ship isn't worth the super rare mark anyway. You ask why? I can answer this with simply showing you the stats. So here we go. Yeah, this looks horrible, and it is. Even some destroyers have better stats than this floating piece of a ship. So yeah, let's first go over the firepower. She has the worst firepower of all the light cruiser at 91 points. I mean, even some gunboat DDs are better than her, so yeah. But don't worry, then because this ship is Russian it has for sure a gimmick, right guys? Guys, where did you all go? Next we got the Torpedoes, and what a surprise, she isn't the worst there, she hasn't the best damage there, with only 194 points she is pretty much on the bottom, but you need to think positive, then some cruisers don't even have torpedoes, so a plus side to that. Wow, we are running through the stats like Russian in the Second World War. So now we have the HP. Her HP is in the lower tier at around 3000 hit points. It's okay, you also have a small add-on. Then she has medium armor, so at least you don't get fucked like the other light cruisers by HE shells. And before I forget, she has almost the worst evasion of all the light cruisers. Only Mogami and Makuma are worse. With that you have a really bad survivability in total. And lastly the AA. You probably already know where her AA is, but I will say it anyway. She is on the second place from having the worst anti-air of all the cruisers at 139 points. I really don't know what Yosta was thinking back then when creating this ship. I mean, in World of Warships are the Russian ships totally broken, and here, well, they don't even have the power to do anything alone. But maybe she has good perks, so let's check them. She got 2 perks. The first one with the name Revolucja, translated it means revolution. Who would have thought? It increases the damage output of your vanguard by 35%. Really good. No other ship in the game has such a big increase of damage, not even the British. But you need to remember the stats to that ship. Then if you take a good dealing ship with you, instead of Avrora, and to that have a damage buff ship as well, there would be no need for her. Do not get me wrong, it is a great perk, but it's simply useless, because that ship has such a bad damage output, like it was never there, so with the perk you would get to 3 ships anyway. So I don't really see the point in this perk. Maybe if you have some meter ship, it could be useful, but currently I don't see the point this ship. Next we got the barrage. It's an average barrage that can deal some damage, but with such a bad firepower it will be even hard for that perk. With that we got the stats and skills, so now let's see the equipment. For the main guns, you take the 152mm single turret. I know, it's not the best, but when you use this ship for damage dealing then you are doing something really wrong. And to that is this the original gun of the Avrora, so you would play like a real Russian Slav. But of course you could take one of these guns too. As for the torps, you don't take the German torpedoes, because why should you? You only take the 610mm quadruple torpedo mounts and that's it. Good enough for the Russian boy. And now the AA, because you don't have AA in the first place you don't have to worry about it. But if you really want to make this ship useful somehow, then you take the American bois and hope for the best. And for the last, the auxiliary equipment. This is really simply, you don't take anything damage based, because this would be the biggest waste of auxiliary ever. You simply take 2 repair toolkits, and you got the way to go. There is nothing better for this junk ship. I mean, you could take 2 improved boilers with you, and try to drive like a Russian, but I don't recommend it. Now we got the equipment, so let's make a quick recap. Has almost the worst stat in everything. Has one good skill that could be replaced simply by a good ship, and is only aviable through one event that comes every year. So the question rises, should you use this ship? And the answer is, no. This ship is simply a collection ship. There is really no point of taking her, only if you want to flex and show that you got her, but that's it. It's mostly a troll ship, which is really sad for me. I mean, there is only one Russian ship in this game, and it is this bad. The art style of her is so cool, and you waste her completely. I really hope they will change her a little bit after watching this video, but this will probably stay a dream. So with that, we got everything about Avrora, and before I end here, have you already seen the Azur anime? If yes, do you like, or are you disappointed of it? I simply love it, and there are 2 reasons. The first one is that both Cleveland and Edinburgh are in it, and the second one is that I haven't seen Shropshire yet. Until next time, Robot Voice out.